Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 3rd chapter, text number 18. Bhutani Vishnu Surapujitani Durdarsha Lingani Mahadbhutani Rakshanti tad bhakti mata parebhyo mattascha martyanatha sarvatascha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The order carriers of Lord Vishnu, who are worshipped even by the demigods, possess wonderful bodily features exactly like those of Vishnu and are very rarely seen. The Vishnu Dutas protect the devotees of the Lord from the hands of enemies, from envious persons, and even from my jurisdiction, as well as from natural disturbances. Purport. Yamaraj has specifically described the qualities of the Vishnu Dutas to convince his own servants not to be envious of them. Yamaraj warned the Yamadutas that the Vishnu Dutas are worshipped with respectful obeisances by the demigods and are always very alert to protect the devotees of the Lord from the hands of the enemies, from natural disturbances, and from all dangerous conditions in this material world. Sometimes the members of the Krishna Consciousness Society are afraid of the impending danger of world war and ask what would happen to them if a war should occur. In all kinds of danger, they should be confident of their protection by the Vishnu Dutas, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Material world is not meant for devotees. This is also confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Padam padam yat vipadam natesham. In this material world, there are dangers at every step, but they are not meant for devotees who have fully surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. The pure devotees of Lord Vishnu may rest assured of the Lord's protection as long as they are in this material world, and as long as they are in this material world, they should fully engage in devotional service by preaching the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Krishna, namely the Hare Krishna movement of Krishna consciousness. So here we are in the 3rd chapter of the 6th canto. This is the 18th verse. The chapter is entitled Yamaraj instructs his messengers. So the messengers of Yamaraj are the Yamadutas. The Yamadutas had gone to arrest Ajamila because according to them he was a sinful soul. He had performed many sinful activities all throughout his life. But when they went to arrest Ajamila chanted the holy name of Lord Narayana and thus became free, completely freed, completely cleansed from all material contamination. And so Yamadutas could not arrest Ajamila, because as soon as Ajamila chanted the holy name of Lord Narayana, immediately 4 wonderful personalities, Mahadbhutani cha, today in this verse is mentioned Mahadbhutani, these 4 wonderful personalities, Vishnu Dutas appeared, and they did not allow Yamaduta to take Ajamila to wherever they wanted to Yamaraj. And so the Yamadutas were completely baffled that this is for the first time they have experienced such a situation, and they didn't know what to do. So they thought, let us go back to our master Yamaraj and ask him, what is all this happening? And so they go back to their master Yamaraj, and then they tell Yamaraj that we thought that you are the most powerful personality and there's no one above you, and we are your servants, but it appears that says someone even more powerful, even more superior to you, because because your orders have been disobeyed. You had given us orders to go and arrest sinful personalities and persons, and we tried to arrest him, but we couldn't. So please tell us, what is all this about, and who are these 4 wonderful personalities who appeared? And so in this chapter, we see that Yamaraj is now instructing his servants, Yamadutas, who Vishnu is, who Vishnu Dutas are, and why they had come to prevent his servants, Yamadutas, from taking the soul Ajamila, because Ajamila had performed the perfect dharma, the bhakti dharma of chanting the holy names of Krishna, and the holy name of Krishna is so powerful that even though he chanted the name of Lord Narayana just once, that also without thinking of Lord Narayana, but the holy name of Lord Narayana is absolute in nature. It doesn't matter what the person is thinking, the very fact that the name has been chanted has cleansed Ajamila of all sinful reactions, and he has become purified to go back to the spiritual world. And that's how the Vishnu Dutas had come to take him back to the spiritual world. And so we have no jurisdiction upon them. Neither me nor you have jurisdiction upon them. So in this verse, we are seeing here that Yamaraj is describing the qualities of the servants of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnu Dutas. So he's glorifying, Yamaraj is glorifying Vishnu Dutas so that Yamadutas understand who those great personalities are, what is their glory. So this is the verse where he is glorifying Bhutani Vishnu Surapujitani Durdarsha Lingani Mahadbhutani Rakshanti Tad Bhakti Mata Parebhyo Mattascha Martyam Atha Sarvatascha. Bhutani Vishnu. Bhutani Vishnu means Vishnu means Lord Vishnu. Bhutani is referring to the Vishnu Dutas, the servants of Lord Vishnu. What is the position of the servants of Lord Vishnu? Surapujitani. Surapujitani means they are worshipped by Suras, by Devatas. They are not ordinary. Not just ordinary people worship him, even Devatas worship the servants of Lord Vishnu. And Durdarsha Lingani. Durdarsha Lingani means their forms, their bodies. Linga means that. Durdarsha, it is not very easily seen. You don't see Vishnu Dutas so easily. They are rarely seen. And they are Mahadbhutani. They are not just Adbhuta, Mahadbhutani. They are greatly wonderful. And what do they do? Rakshanti. The Vishnu Dutas, the servants of Lord Vishnu, protect. Protect whom? Tad Bhakti Mataha. Bhakti Mataha means those who are devotees of Lord Vishnu. Bhakti Mataha. And they protect the devotees, Tad Rakshanti Tad Bhakti Mataha. They protect the devotees of Lord Vishnu from whom? Parebhyaha. They protect them. There are 4 words used here. Parebhya means they protect the devotees of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnutas, from those who are, Parebhya means those who are inimical to devotees of Lord Vishnu. Those who are envious, those who are enemies. Prabhupada writes this different things in the translation. And they protect from them, and Mattaha, they protect them from our jurisdiction also. They protect them from us also, just like they protected them from the Yamadutas. And not only all these things, finally he says, Atha Sarvata Cha. They protect the devotees of Lord Vishnu from everything. There is nothing that the devotees of Lord Vishnu are not protected from. Every protection, all protection. That's why Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotees will never perish. From all conditions, Krishna will give full protection. So here Prabhupada is writing in the translation, the Vishnu Dutas protect the devotees of the Lord from the hands of enemies, from the hands of envious persons, even from the jurisdiction of Yamaraj, and from everything, including natural disturbances. So this is the verse. So let us see what Prabhupada writes or says in some of these for these points. So here it is said, Sura Pujitani. So devotees of the Lord are not ordinary. They are worshipped even by the greatest of the devatas. So you can imagine how exalted the devotee of the Lord is. And Durdarsha Lingani, it is not so easy to see pure devotees of the Lord. The Vishnu Dutas, specifically here it is being referred to Vishnu Dutas, not easy to see them. They have a very beautiful form, Mahadbhutani, but not easy to see them. Why not easy to see the Vishnu Dutas? Because number one, Prabhupada gives two reasons. It's not so easy to see Vishnu Dutas. The first reason is we don't have the eyes to see them. Prabhupada says that the Vishnu Dutas are actually moving around the universe everywhere, all the time. They are there everywhere. Just like you see Ajamila, the moment they chanted, immediately Vishnu Dutas appeared. So the Vishnu Dutas are actually there everywhere, doing their duty. Here in the purport, Prabhupada writes, the Vishnu Dutas are always very alert to protect the devotees. They are not just alert to protect the devotees, they are not just always alert, they are always very alert to protect the devotees. You see, so if we actually become devotees, we should have absolutely no fear, because there's someone who's always very alert to protect us, just like the mother. She's always very alert to protect her small child. Always. The child has to do nothing. When in danger, simply cry. That's all. So similarly, our crying is this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. That is why Prabhupada says this chanting is the genuine cry of the child for the mother. And immediately mother is there. So we cannot see them because number one, we don't have these eyes. We cannot see the Vishnutas because we don't have those purified eyes. Like Prabhupada's, the shlokas given, Ata Shri Krishna Namavadi na bhaved grahayam indriyahi sevan mukhehi jivvado swayam eva spurat yadeha. We cannot understand Krishna because our senses are all contaminated. But when we serve the Lord, then our senses become purified, and then with this purified senses, the Lord will reveal Himself. So we have to purify ourselves by the process of devotional service. Another reason Prabhupada gives why Vishnu Dutas cannot be seen, because he says, when do Vishnu Dutas come? When there is a devotee like this to be taken back to the spiritual world. So Prabhupada is saying that in the material, in the Kali Yuga, there are rarely any devotees to be taken back to the spiritual world, because everybody is so sinful. But in another lecture, Prabhupada says that this Krishna consciousness movement will deliver many fallen souls back to the spiritual world. So, seeing Vishnu Duta is a very wonderful experience. Right? Not an ordinary thing. That is why it is said that they are Mahadbhutani. They are very wonderful. So Yamadutas, they were actually struck by the wonder of Vishnu Dutas. They were completely baffled. Who are these four great personalities who have come with four wonderful, four hands and beautiful bodily feature, they had spiritual bodies and they had different weapons in the four hands. They were Mahadbhuta. That is how they are described. If you see in the Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna, when he saw the beautiful form of Krishna, the Vishwarupa form of Krishna, what does Arjuna say? He also says the same thing. He says, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam. I am seeing this darshanam of Krishna is Adbhuta. And then again later he goes and says, Drishtva Adbhutam Rupam. The Rupa of Krishna is Adbhuta. So just like Yamaduta saw this Adbhuta form of Vishnudutas, Arjuna saw this Adbhuta form of Krishna, we should also be, excited to see this Adbhuta form, or at least feel that, oh, what a wonderful feeling they got, Adbhuta. So these are the words actually that if we focus on, it gives us a different kind of meaning to spiritual life. Spiritual life is not dry, not ordinary, just some philosophy. All of us want to see something Adbhuta, something wonderful, isn't it? Everybody wants to see something Adbhuta. So what is the Adbhuta that we can see? Now we may think that, Krishna gave his Adbhuta darshan to Arjuna. Arjuna could see, and Vishnudutas gave their Adbhuta darshan to Yamadutas. So what is it for us right now in the conditioned stage? So if you see in the Bhagavad Gita, in the end, 18.74, what is Sanjaya's experience? He describes his experience of reading this Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya Uvacha Iti aham Vasudevasya Parthasya cha Mahatmanaha Samvadam Imam Ashrosham. So, Samvadam Idam Ashrosham, I have heard the Samvada of Vasudevasya Parthasya, of Vasudev and Partha, the Mahatmas, and he is saying his experience, Adbhuta Roma Harshanam. See? So Sanjaya's experience is Adbhuta. And he is talking, what is Adbhuta? Just the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna is Adbhuta. So we also have this experience of experiencing the Adbhuta. The conversation is all there. And we are so blessed we have Bhaktivedanta purports, Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is even more Adbhuta. So we are actually, if we read Bhagavad Gita sincerely, seriously, under the direction of a pure devotee which is anyway there, then we are also not bereft to experience that Adbhuta. Just like Sanjaya is saying here. Just the conversation is Adbhuta. And then further, he repeats this word Adbhuta again after 2 verses. Rajan samsritya samsmritya. He is telling to Dhritarashtra, Rajan samsmritya samsmritya. Just by remembering the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, samvadam idam adbhutam. Again he repeats that. It is so adbhuta that he's not just stopping at 1 verse. He's finding it so wonderful, this conversation. So again he says, samvadam idam adbhutam. Keshava arjunayo punyam. Hrishyami cha muhur muhur. And what kind of adbhuta conversation is this Bhagavad Gita? He is saying this conversation, Hrishyami. Hrishyami, it's giving me so much pleasure. Hrisyanti, Hrishyami. And what kind of pleasure? Muhur muhur. Every moment I am feeling this pleasure. So this is a wonderful conversation. So you see, this is what Bhagavad Gita is. So we have to read Bhagavad Gita and remember, and learning Bhagavad Gita shlokas is also so important, because he's saying just by remembering these instructions, so by remembering these Bhagavad Gita shlokas, we can, and believing in them, that yes, Krishna is saying, man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, so simple things, and he's saying, I will take you back to Godhead, and of this there is no doubt. I assure you, yoga kshemam vahamyaham, I will provide whatever you have, and I will provide whatever you lack. Yoga kshema, I will preserve whatever you have. Just by remembering me, you will cross over all the difficulties. Material world is full of difficulties. I just have to remember Krishna, and Krishna is promising, you will tarishyasi. Mat chitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishyasi. So this is what is, we have also this opportunity to experience this Adbhuta in this wonderful dialogue of Krishna and Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. So the next point here is Rakshanti. What is the business of the pure devotees? Rakshanti. They protect. Rakshanti tad bhaktimata parebhya. Those who are engaged in devotional service will be protected from parebhya. Parebhya means envious, and people who are envious and inimical, enemies. I'll read a small quote of Srila Prabhupada. How devotees of the Lord are protected. Devotee in transcendental position is always protected by the Lord. How? By the Vishnu Dutas. The Vishnu Duta is wandering everywhere. Just like Ajamila. As soon as he was arrested by the Yamadutas, immediately Vishnu Dutas approached. Now Prabhupada gives a wonderful analogy. So, as there are different police department, military police department, civil police department, similarly, there is a transcendental police department. Referring to the Vishnu Dutas. Just like police department also, if you see, for those who are sinful, police department is, they'll fear the police department. But those who want protection, the same police department will come to their rescue. So similarly, so there's a transcendental police department, the Vishnu Dutas. Don't be afraid. So simply we have, now what is the qualification for us to receive the protection of the transcendental police department? Now this is the important thing. So simply we have to be sincere devotees. And then all protection will be given by Krishna. So this is what is important. We have to be sincere in our devotional service. Sincere in our chanting. Sincere in our service. Sincere in our devotional service. Now if you ask, how do we know whether we are sincere or not? We are the best judge for ourselves. I know whether I am sincere or not. I don't have to ask anybody whether I am doing my devotional service sincerely or not. Isn't it? So constantly this should be our meditation. Am I sincerely doing my service? What is lacking in me? Because although we are not perfect devotees, but Krishna, we are very capable of understanding and realizing and judging for ourselves how much sincerity we have. So we have to constantly pray to Krishna, Krishna, please make me sincere. I have absolutely no qualification. Our prayer should be to Krishna, I have no sincerity. Please help me to become more and more sincere. That should be the prayer. So here it said that the devotees of the Lord are protected from all envious people, all enemies. If you see that not just devotees, even Lord Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, had enemies. Because sometimes we may wonder why devotees have enemies. Devotees shouldn't have enemies, no? Because they are devoted to Lord Krishna. But we must understand that this is the nature of the material world. Material world is padam padam yat vipadam. But of course, because they are devotees, na tesham, they are not affected by it. But enemies will be there. Krishna had enemy right from the time he was born. Kamsa, imagine. And then after 2-3 months, Putana. And then after that, Baka, Agha, so many enemies came. So devotees should not think that I am becoming a devotee. Why are there disturbances? Disturbances in terms of enemies. Disturbances will be there because this is the material world. Only thing that we have to understand is that even though there will be disturbances, even though there will be enemies, envious personalities, if we are sincerely engaged in devotional service, we will be unaffected by them. Padam padam yat vipadam na tesham. Every step there is a danger, but the devotees will be protected. Na tesham. Name bhakta pranashyati. So we should always be confident of Krishna's protection. Never we should feel morose, because sometimes our devotional, our spiritual life is not going along well, and then we feel morose. We start thinking. Never, any time you're feeling low, you should just think Krishna is there to protect me from everything. There's nothing that is excluded. It's all inclusive. Prabhupada writes, a devotee has nothing to fear. He is protected from the attack of enemies, from the attack of Yamadutas. There are many, and for examples, will devotees be always protected even in the most difficult situation? It says there are hundreds and thousands of instances. Prahlad Maharaj, Haridas Thakur. So don't think devotee will not have enemy. A devotee may have anything. He may be attacked by enemies. Now here is a very interesting thing, something very practical for us. He may be attacked with severe type of diseases and so many things, but he will be protected. So it's not just personalities, enemies, envious people. Even because, many a times devotees fall sick and then their mind go disturbed and they don't know what to do, and the sickness actually disturbs the mind. Prabhupada is saying they will be attacked with not just diseases but with severe type of diseases, but they will be protected. In the Ayurveda Shastra it is said, Aushadhi chintayet Vishnum. When somebody is sick and when you are taking Aushadhi, generally when we are taking medicine, when we have fallen sick, the consciousness is, okay, now I'm taking medicine, I'll get well soon. I have to take medicine. We very carefully take our medicines, and while taking medicines, generally at the back of our mind, this is the thinking that yes, this medicine is going to make me well, it's going to protect me. No. Aushadhi chintayet Vishnum. Even when we are taking Aushadhi, that we have to do because we have this material body, and because we have this material body, we have to take care of our bodily needs. The basic duty that we are supposed to do, we should do. But the thinking should not be that this Aushadhi will protect me. Aushadhi chintayet Vishnum. The thinking should be, yes, I am taking this Aushadhi. Krishna, if you want, you can protect me. The protection will not be by the Aushadhi. This is how a devotee should think. Constantly, for everything that is happening in devotee's life, he does it externally as a matter of duty, all the things that he has to do. But at the back of the mind, he is constantly meditating and thinking that actually the protection to me is coming from Vishnu, from the pure devotees. Not per se the things that I am doing, it may appear that that is protecting me, but that is not. This is how a devotee should think. So that is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. A non-devotee will be neglected. That is stated by Prahlad Maharaj. Now Prabhupada is saying something interesting. People may discover so many antibiotics and antiseptics. People may discover so many antibiotics or antiseptics for giving protection or anti-measures. But unless he is given protection by Krishna, all these anti-devices will not protect, will not help him. That is certain. You see, therefore, we should take protection only from Krishna. Otherwise, all our protective measures will fail. Just look at the confidence and conviction of Srila Prabhupada. He's saying we have antibiotics, we have antiseptics, we take this for protection. But Prabhupada is very clear. These anti-devices will not protect. And he's saying it is certain that these anti-devices will not protect unless and until there is sanction by Krishna. All the anti-measures will fail. All the protective measures will fail. So this is how, this is how we should train our mind. I may be doing something, I may be taking protection from something in this material world, but actually it is always Krishna who is protecting. This is one of the 6 principles of surrender, that Krishna is the one who is always protecting me. So there are so many examples we have seen. The greatest of the great personalities could not protect them because they were not devotees. They were against Krishna. But if you are a devotee, no matter what you are, what your position is, you will be protected. Like Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj, or Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. Durvasa Muni is so powerful, so much mystic yoga, potency. He could not only traverse the entire universe, he could even go to Vishnu Loka, Vaikuntha also. That much power he had. Ambarish Maharaj was a simple devotee, a great devotee. So, when it came to the protection of Ambarish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni could not do anything. Prahlad Maharaj, just a small boy, 5 years old, but he was protected because he was constantly thinking of the Lord. So, in the beginning of the purport, I was mentioning that it is written, the Vishnu Dutas are very alert to protect the devotees. Very alert. They are not just alert. So similarly, Prabhupada says, a devotee should also be very alert. What all are the things that we should be very alert in? Because if you want the protection of Vishnu Dutas, as Prabhupada says, we have to be sincere in our devotional service. Otherwise that protection will not come. So we have to be alert. So what is that sincerity? So these are some of the things that Prabhupada is saying. Avyartha kalatvam. a devotee is very alert that not a moment is wasted outside devotional service. Every moment he is using for devotional service, for Krishna conscious activity. That is the first thing. Always very alert that not a moment is wasted. Second, a devotee should be very alert that we are not committing sinful acts. The moment a sinful act, there's an impetus for committing a sinful act, be alert. Maya is attacking. Be alert of Maya's attack. Sometimes we are, if you're not alert, we'll just be led into the face of Maya. We all know what are the pitfalls, where Maya can attack, in what form it can attack, in the form of sense objects. The senses are not controlled. So whenever you see there is a danger of sense object, you should be very alert. The antenna should go up. We should be very alert. Just like you see, the father and the child. He has taken the child out for a walk. The father is constantly alert of the child's every small movement because it knows it is outside. The child may fall, there may be danger, he may cross off that place, he may go into the road. Constantly the father is alert that there be no danger to the child. Then we should be very alert to see that weeds are not creeping inside our heart. We have sown inside our heart one creeper called the Bhakti Lata Bija. And just like a farmer, when he sows the seeds in the farm, he's always alert to see that the weeds are not growing. And if the weeds are growing, the farmer will go and every day he will pluck out the weeds. So similarly, this is another alertness that we should have. That the weeds, what are the weeds that grow in our heart? Puja, Pratishtha, Labha, Nishidachara, Kutinati, Jivhamsa. These are all the weeds. We should keep pulling them out. And finally, Prabhupada, of course, there are many things that he says. We should be very alert how to keep Krishna satisfied. Because my whole life is meant for the satisfaction of Krishna. Just like in the office, an employee is always very alert to keep the boss satisfied. Because constantly he's thinking, my boss should be happy, so I get a promotion, so I get a higher raise, so I can get more money. And if he has to get all these things, the boss should be satisfied. Constantly the employee will always be alert to satisfy the boss. Similarly, our boss is Krishna, is Guru. We have to be always alert to satisfy them. So like this, Prabhupada is writing, we have got many disadvantages in Kali Yuga. People are implicated in sinful activities more and more, so many troubles. And the time is coming when there will be no food grains, no milk, no sugar. These things will be completely absent. Now you are getting, but in later age, it will not be possible to get them. There will be scarcity of food, scarcity of rain, anavrishti, durbhiksha, and other side, taxation, heavy taxation. So we should be very alert in the matter of preparing ourselves to go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, if we take birth again and again, then we have to suffer again and again. So this life, we are very blessed, we are very fortunate to have received this human form of life, because it's only in this form of life that we can go back to Godhead. And we should be very alert in executing our devotional service, very alert in our devotional service, very alert to see that not a moment is wasted, very alert to see that we are not committing sinful activities, very alert to see that we are always keeping Krishna satisfied, very alert for our reading, chanting. When we are alert in all these things, we will, this is what is called being a sincere devotee. And then the Vishnu Dutas are always there, the devotees of the Lord are always there, Srila Prabhupada is there with us. We will definitely go back to God. It is just that it requires a little sincerity, seriousness, and then the mission of this human life, which is to go back home, back to Godhead, and be completely freed from all sufferings of this material world, will be accomplished, will be achieved. So these are some of the things in today's verse. We'll end here. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.